We're talking today with Dr. John Damon, CEO of Canopy Children's Solutions, which has offices around the state and their corporate headquarters being in Jackson. So, John, could you begin by telling us a little bit about yourself and how you got to this point in life?
Sure, Alan. Thank you. So I'm born and raised here in Mississippi, and I actually came to work for Canopy a little over 25 years ago as a therapist in one of our programs. Was reluctant to move into administrative work, but really did see the beauty of macro systems interventions at broader levels, and I've been blessed to kind of serve as the CEO now for a little over 6 years. My wife and I have 5 children. We live in Madison. She's a pediatric nurse, Helena, and so we have been all about kids at home and all about kids at work for some time now. Been real blessed.
Okay, great. Tell us a little bit about Canopy and its mission.
Sure. So Canopy, we originally were chartered as the Mississippi Children's Home Services, and we started in 1912. This was around the time of the turn of the century when children were being kind of abandoned on the orphan trains across the country, and this organization stepped up to make sure every kid could make their way to a permanent, loving home, not to raise them ourselves, but to find a home for them. And so 100 years later, we are about that same mission, but society has gotten more complex, and so have we. So we have a full continuum or array of services, everything from adoption to psychiatric residential treatment and shelters and advocacy centers and outpatient clinics and autism schools and early intervention for autism and everything in between that you could really hang into 3 big buckets. We have a full range of behavioral health services, a full range of education services, and a full range of social services that we execute in all 82 counties across the state.
It's a big job, isn't it?
Yes, it is, and very rewarding as well, for sure.
Roughly how many families do you serve in a given calendar years?
So we serve a little over 5,000 kids and families each year in each of the 3 buckets. So in behavioral health services from autism and our outpatient clinics. From the social services, we partner with the state to do family preservation, reunification in all 82 counties, and have a tremendous success rate, about 97% success rate, diverting those kids from entering state custody. And then our schools that we have in Jackson and Hattiesburg. So a little over 5,000 a year.
That's a lot of kids.
Yes, sir.
When families have behavioral issues with their kids, what should they do? What should they look to do?
Well, parents are the experts of their kids. And so if they see something different, if they notice their child is acting different, they're not sleeping right, they're not eating the same, they have a change in friends, they're a little more irritable than they used to, they're not interested in doing the things that they used to be interested in, they're maybe crying or sullen, they should take them to their primary care physician first and make sure physically everything is okay. If they check out physically and there's still these pieces in their behavior that are maybe keeping them from functioning well at home or at school or with friends, then they should seek mental health professional. And the pediatrician will often have a great recommendation of who they have a relationship with, an organization like ours, who will work closely with that pediatrician and that family and make sure that we figure out what's going on and put that child on a pathway to success.
What do you consider the most significant issues in children's behavioral health today? Would it be autism or depression, anxiety?
So from a numbers perspective, anxiety and depression is the top piece. I mean, you're talking 1 in 5 kids now with a significant mental health challenge, right? And most of that is going to be anxiety and depression. And the real alarming statistic, 1 in 5 has a significant challenge, but 80% of those kids never make it to treatment. And if we applied that same idea in, let's say, children cancer, if 1 in 5 kids had cancer, and we said 80% of those kids never go to the hospital, we wouldn't stand for it. But because mental health has had stigma and people don't recognize the signs, kids go untreated. So that would be the first from a numbers. Second would be autism. Alan, we've gone in just 2 decades. We've moved from 1 in 1,000 kids with autism to now 1 in 59. And it is an epidemic that is certainly something that has everyone concerned, and those kids need to get intervention quickly to really change the course and trajectory.
Truly a staggering number.
It is.
What are your primary needs? What do you need to do a better job at Canopy?
Well, Alan, we need partners. We need the business community to say, hey, what could we do to come alongside this mission? We need the private sector. We need the foundations in this state and others to whether that's volunteering and helping with our kids and families, or serving on our board, or support, financial support. There's such a gap between the funding that we receive and the dollars that it costs. For example, in autism, I think for every dollar we get reimbursed, we have to raise about $3 or $4 to cover the cost. And of course, none of those funds pay for any of our innovations that we do. So we need partners, Alan, in a word, to advance this great mission for the state and their kids.
And I assume when you say partners, you mean people, individuals, businesses, organizations, all sorts of folks.
That's right. And one of the things that brings us great joy is when we're able to help, let's take a business, for example, help them tap something that they're passionate about, or a foundation, something that extends their mission. It's great to see employees get excited about contributing and being part of something bigger than themselves, and to go back to work, to their jobs, excited, knowing that they did something special. We just had groups of volunteers out for Christmas that were reading to our kids, that were putting on Christmas parties. We have groups that come out and do birthday parties for our kids. We just had a 12-year-old kid who had their first birthday party ever. And it was special. Those people went back to the office excited about the way they were able to contribute to that kid's life, and feel good about their work and the good that their company is interested in doing good for their society and their community. So we need all of those groups to grab the rope and pull. It will certainly be a blessing to Canopy, most important to our kids, and then to them and their own businesses. I think it's a win-win-win.
Sounds great. How would someone get involved with Canopy if they wanted to, either as an individual, a business, or whatever?
So, give us a call, 601-352-7784, or they could call the toll-free line, 800-388-6247, and ask for Tammy. Tammy Amos. We will walk you to the right person. They should certainly go visit the website at mycanopy.org. They can get kind of oriented to the work that we do, and maybe something will ping in them of something they're excited about that they'd like to get involved with in some way. And we need all the big hearts and that we can to come wrap around our kids and families and employees in this mission. So that would be warmly welcome.
Well, thanks so much. I just want to thank you for being with us today, John. And, you're doing great work, and we just hope you're able to continue to do so, and we wish you all the best.
Well, and we are immeasurably grateful for the great work you do in this business community. We are so blessed, and thank you so much for your efforts. We appreciate it.
All right. Have a fine day.
Thank you, you too, sir.
Bye-bye.